Right. So Marie Tharp, right, she was the very first person to realize that the Mid-Atlantic Ridge was not just some random mountain chain on the ocean floor. Instead, it was part of a worldwide phenomenon, this worldwide ridge that went all the way around the world, that connected the Atlantic Ocean to the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, right? Kind of like the seams of a baseball. It went all the way around. So she showed that the existence of this process was not just local, it was of planetary dimensions and caused by a planetary phenomenon, which we now know as plate tectonics. Right. Um, and one of the ways she was able to piece this together was not just by looking at the mountain chain itself, not just the mid-ocean ridge, but the very center of the mid-ocean ridge, where she found that there was consistently a rift or a central valley that was typically about 30 to 50 kilometers wide, really, really steep, and about a kilometer deep. Right. So if you look at all of these maps that were from her publication, you can see highlighted in red that central V-shaped rift valley that was in the center of this underwater mountain chain, right? And she was able to determine that this V-shaped valley, this rift valley, is actually the spreading center, right? It's where the ocean floor is being ripped apart. New material, new basalt is forming in the center, pushing that old basalt away. So the older ocean floor is pushed away from the rift as the ocean basin spreads. This realization, as you have learned in the last videos, how you've probably heard me say a lot because I just absolutely love Marie Tharp, was initially written off by her colleagues as girl talk by her actual co-author, Hazen, who collected this data out in the ocean. He said, no, 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 right, just girl talk, whatever, do it again. Of course, when she did it again, she found the exact same thing. Um, Fun fact that I feel like is not mentioned a lot in a lot of these videos is that Marie Tharp actually ended up marrying Hazen, right? So I bring up a lot that she was written off, her ideas were written off as girl talk. The person who wrote her off actually later in life came to really appreciate her work and acknowledge her work and promote her and give her recognition after the fact, after he became the first author on that paper. So they were able to reconcile. They did actually marry, and they were a very strong couple. Um, yeah, so it took a long time for not just Hazen, her partner, but also the scientific community to come around and say, yes, you're right. This is a central rift valley, and plate tectonics is a global phenomenon. So recall, which scientist was the first to recognize that the mid-ocean ridge encircled the globe and had a rift valley? You should all get this correct. Also, in which decade did they do so?